Alois. Welcome to Floor Talk. It's great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So you work with many organizations undergoing digital transformation. What role does observability play, and where does Dynatrace fit in?
When you're going through a digital transformation, most likely you're going to change a lot of your digital estates. You're building new applications, you're connecting maybe a new mobile app or a new service to your backend systems, connected to AI systems. So the first thing you need to do, where observability helps you, is really understand your entire IT estate. What are you running? Which components or which applications are talking to others? What's working, what's not working? Because you're obviously going through this change, you're going to iterate over this environment and keep evolving it. That's one role that observability is playing. And once those services are then live and users are using it, observability helps you to optimize the user experience. I think just 2 days ago, when it was the British Airways outage, how do you feel at an airport if the service is not great? So observability does both. It actually helps you to understand how your system is working and how the individual pieces play together. And it also helps you to understand how users feel about your service, whether it's working for them. And then finally, if something goes wrong, and every now and then obviously something does actually go wrong, it helps you to find the issue quite quickly and helps you to also to resolve the root cause, or what the actual problem might be. Because as you can imagine, in complex landscapes, there's thousands, even millions of components, and observability and Dynatrace also helps you to pinpoint exactly where the problem is.
Now, Dynatrace has been working with AI for more than a decade. As the discussion regarding the cost of generative AI investments and ROI heats up, tell me, how is Dynatrace helping organizations to get the most value out of AI?
So we have a dedicated solution that we call AI observability. So we just talked about observability. Now we're extending it just to the realm of AI, so helping understand how much your AI capabilities are actually costing. So you're doing a request, like you want to get travel advice or something. So how much are you actually paying for this? What's the overall cost for this service? And then we connect this to the business value. So did the user actually buy, or was the service actually worth it? Basically, for every dollar you invest in AI, you want to get more than $1 in return. And think of it that way. You might not look at that service in detail, and suddenly you realize you're spending $2-3 on cost for some complex AI interaction, but only making $1 or $2 out of it. So obviously you're losing money, and you also want to understand which AI services a customer really adopting and which they don't like. So also help you optimize on the cost side. So it's understanding what each single interaction you're having with the AI system is actually costing you, but also seeing the business impact, the business value, whether it's a conversion rate, you're buying something on a website, or you're working with the results. And putting these two together helps especially the decision maker to say, is it worth this investment? Or should we invest somewhere else? Or we might have to change the type of service that we are providing. And I think it's even becoming more important right now, because we see a lot of customers, and like across the industry, people have been over the last 1.5 years starting to invest into AI and building AI services and experimenting, but now I think that's the time for the truth. So those investments now need to come back, and obviously need to come back in a multiple. And that's where we're helping people, guiding them in the right direction, where to invest and maybe also where to destinate.
The world runs on software more than ever before. How can organizations handle challenges like peak online traffic, and how does Dynatrace help?
So how do organizations handle these challenges? First of all, they obviously test for these very large scenarios. However, we've reached today a state where we can't test sometimes anymore, because just the environment we work with is so complex. So think of it like Friday, you can't just order 1 million products online just to figure out whether the service would work. So we help people to get real-time insights how the system is behaving. We're even using AI, like predictive AI, to predict the future behavior. And we see immediately when the system kind of behaves in a different way than you were expecting. And then obviously it's usually not one component that's failing. We talk about failing. These are very large systems that are comprised of thousands or even millions of entities. We help to pinpoint which entity you need to, or which part of your entire landscape you need to change. Like you might need more servers, you might change some configuration. So this is more or less the reactive part, like helping people to find problems that occur. But more and more people we see moving into what we actually call really predictive operations. Think about predictive maintenance that you're doing in the more real world hardware industry. The same for software, seeing where the behavior goes and then taking corrective actions before problems actually occur. So if you already see that some parameters are off, you then actually predict, okay, these are the components that you need to change. And now by adding generative AIs, we can even automate these changes. So it's either fully automated, the software, so Dynatrace will tell you, okay, change this configuration of the system, start a couple more servers here. So either fully automatically or showing it to the responsible person how they could actually modify it. Then they make the final check mark and run those systems. So that's helping like understanding, assessing, finding the issues, but also help them to proactively avoid those issues.
Great. Well, Alois, it's been wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on Floor Talk today.